So, guys, I'm absolutely speechless. The Bungie situation has gotten worse. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. So, Paul Tassi yesterday he put out an article kind of covering um, Destiny 2, Bungie, and the situation with Sony. So, some people were kind of thinking that Sony was looking to seek revenge with Bungie because of how Bungie leadership kind of handled their whole situation. He basically said that's not the case. What I kind of wanted to talk about today, what kind of raised some alarms to me, is the statement that Destiny 2 has been losing more money than it's been making, and this is absolutely crazy to me, guys. I was under the impression that Destiny 1 servers were up and running because Destiny 2 was successful and profitable, and they could kind of offset some of the server maintenance cost on Destiny 2's profit. Clearly, this isn't the case, as Destiny 2 has been losing money. They said that it's always been kind of like an expensive game to maintain, and Sony's not really punishing the studio, and they're not looking for revenge. So, because of the basically, really expensive cost of Destiny, Sony's deciding to axe around half of the developers at Bungie, at least with the Destiny 2 team. So, as far as I know, the Marathon team, they're still going to be here. They're still going to be kicking, but half of the Destiny 2 team, they're getting axed. So, the point we're at right now with Destiny, there's going to be a final hot fix, and that's it. There's no more hot fixes, no more patches, no nothing. So, after this next hot fix, if there's something that is game changing, game altering, if there's little glitches or something, that's just it. That's Destiny 2 as we know it. Man, this is scary. The fact that we have around 100,000 concurrent, a little under 100,000 concurrent players on Destiny 2, and Bungie, they can't even afford to have a maintenance team on their most popular game. I don't know. I don't know how we got into this situation. Well, I can guess. I can guesstimate a little bit, but I can't say for sure. So how did we get here? How did we get into this lose-lose situation? How did we get into a situation where Destiny 2 just isn't making money? This is astounding to me. We have all of these ways that people can spend money, all of these ways for income to enter into Bungie, right? We have dungeon keys, we have seasonal passes, we have the big yearly new content releases, and the Eververse, the thousands of Eververse items that people can purchase, and somehow still you guys are operating at a loss. So just kind of guesstimating here, maybe it's a location thing. I know Bungie's located in the Pacific Northwest, and that's not really it's not the most affordable place they could be in. Am I saying for them to move? No, not at all. But that's something that you have to kind of take into consideration, take into account when you're talking about the financial situation of a company, right? Yeah, I'm sure that has a part to play. Their location has a part to play in extra costs. But let's also consider this. Whenever Sony acquired Bungie, whenever they reacquired Bungie, there were statements said that they were kind of wasting money, spending money on things like knitting classes and expensive meals, expensive trips. Sony basically said, yeah, this has to stop because it's not doing anything. Your expenses, it's not justified. Your expenses aren't justified. You're not bringing in any money, any profit from this, from these costs. I think that's pretty significant, the fact that they're wasting money. But what I would attribute most of these losses to is Tiger Engine. Okay, I've mentioned this before that Tiger Engine is not easy to work in, right? For Destiny 2 at least, I was never of the thought process that like, hey, you guys got to switch from your engine, switch Destiny 2 to a different engine. That's like next to impossible. Now that we're in this situation, maybe we have to consider, pivoting and going in a new direction with a new engine. I think that would be up for serious thought. I think you guys should kind of consider that maybe if Bungie even makes it out of this and we still have a Destiny team at Bungie and it's not just Bungie, the Marathon guys now. Bungie makes it out of this, maybe let's consider going to a new engine, right? Because if you're working in an engine that's inefficient and it's always tricky and your developers and your bug finders, your bug fixers, your testers, your game testers, if they're always working late hours, if they're always having to fix something new and iron out bugs and having to go backtrack 3, 4, 5 steps to fix a single issue, that's really going to increase your costs, right? It's gonna hit your pockets pretty hard. So maybe now that we're in this position where we're suffering layoffs, Bungie's suffering layoffs, maybe now we can pivot in a new direction with the engine. I'm not sure. Maybe that would help them out. So where to next? What to expect next? I'm sure all of my Destiny fans out there, like me, are waiting with bated breath, kind of to wondering, what's next for Destiny? What's next for us? What's next in our journey, right? How can we become legend again? I don't know exactly, right? I don't even know if Bungie's going to make it out of this alive. But I would encourage you guys to look at other development studios that have changed, how their identity has changed, and how their goals and motives have changed as they've suffered setbacks or massive layoffs. So one studio I'd like to mention just because they're close to my heart, BioWare, okay? Specifically Dragon Age. So why I bring up Dragon Age, the Dragon Age development team, because they've changed. Their identity has changed, okay? And their identity has changed, and they suffered layoffs. They suffered timelines that were not favorable to the developers. They suffered focus changes with their newest game, Dragon Age Veilguard, right? It was originally supposed to be live service. They pivoted last second to be a single player experience. So Dragon Age, the studio there, if you play the original Dragon Age games and then you play new BioWare games, there's clearly a difference there, right? Because the original developers that made that game, the original writers and narrative team, they changed. And as the internals, as the skeleton, I guess I'll say, of these companies change, also their focus will change. And also their games will change. The products that they're putting out, they'll be different. So I would just say for all of my Destiny fans, expect the best, prepare for the worst, okay? We still have Destiny 1 and 2 up for a certain amount of time. I don't really know how long these games will stay up. I have no idea. I hope, we get Destiny 1 and 2 up just indefinitely, right? The server's just going, but we can't guarantee that. As much as I want to say, hey, these games will be up forever, you'll be able to play them forever, I just can't guarantee it. Like I said in my previous video, these executives at Sony, okay, they do not care about how much you like Destiny 2. They don't. They don't know about your first raid clear. They won't care about your first exotic, okay? They don't care about your vault, how your vault's looking. They don't care about your titles, your triumphs, okay? They don't. End of the day, their main concern, how much money is this expansion bringing us, okay? What are our profit margins looking like? Is Destiny good for our profit margins? And that is why these layoffs have happened. Simply, that's as simple as you can put it. The layoffs are happening because Bungie has operated at a loss for too long, and it doesn't make sense to keep this 12,000 employee company running to the extent that they are right now, and to the extent that they have in the past. Maybe we can come to a conclusion, with Sony and Bungie to where we can figure something out, something that's profitable and involves Destiny, because right now the only ongoing and supported live service game we will have is Marathon. Man, that stings. What started as a bittersweet moment with Monument of Triumph has quickly just turned bitter with layoffs. Let me know what you guys think. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't like it, drop a dislike. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys playing Destiny still? Did you come back to check out the new update? Let me know your thoughts. I'll see ya.